Hey everyone! Dark fantasy games do not come in big quantity, but have certain alluring kick with their grim atmosphere. Dark, grotesque, and ominous things can't leave anyone apathetic. Today, I'll tell you about a game we'll be uncovering terrifying mystery world. I'm Cringe Lord, and this video is about Drova Forsaken Kin. Drova is third-person RPG, but not the most typical in its mechanics. It's simple and difficult at the same time. Combat system of the game fuse tactics and skill-dependent mechanics such as blocking and dodging. Through battle process synergizes fighting skills and arcane spells with weapon use. The game encourages you to adapt your fighting style against a variety of humanoid and monstrous enemies, some grotesque, some scary, each embodying the sinister and mysterious world you travel through. It will make you experiment in order to find the right weapon and fighting style you'll be most comfortable with. Fighting is something you'll need to get used to. Attacking consists of combos, which you'll need to time right, or just look closely to animations in order to not fail it. Exploration goes hand to hand with constant risks and danger. The environment itself feels oppressive and filled with unseen threats. You feel like you're up to some adventure, then wander away from the main road and be prepared to meet your demise. The game's upgrade system reinforces the theme of survival and character's growth as warrior. There are three main stats: strength, dexterity, and intelligence, each representing physical damage, critical chance, and magical damage and base amount of focus. Game allows you to reset talent several times, but same cannot be said about stats. Puzzle solving and environmental interactions are designed to create eerie mysteries and evoke a sense of curiosity, often revealing disturbing secrets of so-called bygones. There are plenty optional challenging fights to test your limits and skill. The most outstanding one is Secret Boss in the Bog.
We are Nemaden. We do not welcome everyone here. We respect and worship gods as well as live in harmony with them.
The narrative of Drova is heavily inspired by Celtic and Roman Empire mythology, by harsh and unfriendly world of old, when people struggled to survive. The story begins with a description of severe life of the main hero and his people that they lead in order to keep it together. They constantly set out on expeditions for resources. Mysterious crystal falls in the hands of a tribe during one of those, bringing hope. You notice several druids leaving the village at night, with a mysterious red glow emanating from them. That's what you decide to investigate, and that's how your journey begins. The plot revolves around you investigating nature of crystal and traversing the land of Drova, corrupted by forces unknown. Which was the promised heaven? What was promised turned out to be quite opposite. You step into the land haunted with terrifying beasts and devastated by conflict between two factions, Remnants and Nemeton, who pursue escaping Drova and making it into the land promised correspondingly. Beside them, there happen to be people who just try to survive and avoid joining every rank. Grim, dark plot of Drova unfolds through cryptic dialogues, disturbing findings, visions, and environmental exploration that hints at the tragic past of these lands. Characters you meet are morally complex, often embodying themes of struggle, despair, hope, revenge, and sacrifice. The game's tone is relentlessly grim, emphasizing the cost of obtaining power, disrespecting gods, arrogance, and the darkness lurking within every soul. As you investigate the world and its history, you uncover a story of fallen empire of so-called bygones, and ancient secrets that remain buried. Each new is more unsettling than the previous one. That is one of the ways how game creates mystery and grim atmosphere that you will dive into.
We are remnants. We welcome everyone here. We have plenty of work, good working conditions, and decent payment to offer.
The atmosphere and graphical design of Drova are really something, in a good way. So grim, menacing, and intriguing that it just captivates you and makes you want to explore the world. Visually, Drova excels at capturing dark fantasy aesthetics. Its pixelish art style employs muted, saturated colors, heavy shadows, and decaying surroundings to evoke a sense of uneasiness and melancholy. The environment and world are full of details with a touch of grimness. Crumbling ancient buildings, thick forests, foggy moors and shadowy caves, all of that deep and grim atmosphere. The world is designed in such a way that it provokes you to explore it, but at the same time devs do not forget to remind you about danger. If you'll get too captivated and dive too deep, game may punish you with a challenging encounter to remind you to stay alert. Game world is full of life and inhabited by all sorts of creatures. Well, at least until you go on full XP farm mode. But even that was thought through, and some additional forms of life are spawned as you progress in story. Soundtracks perfectly suit game's dark fantasy setting. It's presented by a mix of melancholic melodies, eerie ambient tones, and intense battle themes. It sounds so natural and enhances every moment of your journey through the forsaken lands of Drova. Sometimes there's no soundtrack at all, just silence. It hits the spot so well at making you uneasy.
Things you do in Drova. In Drova you train, fight, and catch Pokemon.
Drova was really enjoyable to play due to its atmosphere. The grim dark setting that was created felt so cozy, in an adventurous sort of way, especially in the evening or at overcast day. If you also like grim dark genre, you'll really enjoy this game. Yeah, atmosphere and design of game really stand out for me. World that devs were able to create has certain vibes of fear and hunger. Well, I somehow felt a bit of resemblance to it. The map is considerably big and there's plenty to explore. Exploration is rewarding, but not always. There are some optional challenging fights you may take that will reward you with only cosmetics, which was disappointing for me in some way. It just takes good amount of time and effort and gives you little enough in exchange. Story was interesting, but not without flaws. Like you go to Drova to make your people thrive and then completely forget about them. Exploration here directly influences the outcome of the game. When I say exploration, I mean a lot of exploration. Sometimes visiting same places over and over again. If you're not fond of grind and doing repetitive stuff, then it may get tiring. Combat system is kind of controversial. Like you need to look at animation of your character and look at animations of enemies. That's when big downside of it is noticeable. You often end up failing combo. It's just not the most convenient system ever. It's still manageable, but requires some time to get used to it. Magic is given rather late, but that is kind of understandable since it's really powerful. Anyway, price of the game is $25. And for it you get a really decent game that will provide you with 20 to 35 hours of gameplay, and good potential replayability. I would say it's pretty much worth it as it is. During sale its price goes down to $19. Despite all drawbacks, the game is really good, and really worth your attention. I thank you for watching, and I would like to know, did you play it? How would you describe your experience? Was it worth it? Let me know in the comment section below. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.